All right, so the next photo I'm going to show you was taken in the Grand Canyon. I was at Photoshop World a couple of years back, and with my wife, we never saw the Grand Canyon, and we went to see it, and we were really amazed. We got up very early in the middle of the night, and we never had seen it before, and we just came and watched the sunrise and discovered the Grand Canyon. I can tell you it was an emotion that was crazy. Now this actually is not a sunrise, but a sunset. And I wanted to make one of these dramatic photos of the Grand Canyon. The problem is this was shot with 5D Mark II at the time. So I bracketed the shot. As you know, Canon brackets, -2, 0, and +2 exposures. So that's the normal shot. That's the underexposed shot where you can really see a nice sky. And that's the overexposed shot. Now, I'm not going to use luminosity mask or other, but I'm not going to do HDR on this. I'm going to use basically digital blending to get everything. And the way I do this is first I'm going to take this, which is the sky, and I'm going to retouch it looking just at the top of the sky here and not worry about anything else. So I just want to maybe add a little bit, of... let's make it even a bit warmer here, because I love that yellow that we had. Then I'm going to open up the shadows. Now, it was so dark that, I don't know if you can see, but you can see it here. It's very noisy. And, I really like this photo, and I wanted to make a big print out of it, and I didn't want to have this noise. Of course, I could reduce the noise, but I have this exposure, which is the overexposed one, and this one is really cool. And you know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to mix the underexposed and the overexposed. I'm not going to judge as the normal one, but they have to sort of meet first. So that's the first photo. I might add even a bit of saturation. I really want a nice sky because it was an amazing sunset, something like that. Okay. It's very noisy. So you know what? I'm going to take out the noise on this one. So I might always do that. So noise. Let's go for like at least 30 on luminance, which is the grainy noise, and there's a bit of, I'm not going to use this part. I'm just using it in case there is noise in the sky, actually. And then I'm going to do color noise, and this one I'm going to go like 100, because I don't want any color noise. Anyways, so now it's very soft, but I don't really care, because all I wanted to make sure was that there was no noise in the sky. Okay, now I'm going to take this, select that second photo, click on sync, and I'm going to check none, just check process version, and I'm just going to select white balance. Oh, now before I do that, I forgot to do something. On this one, I just want to do the lens correction, profile correction, remove chromatic aberration. Okay, now I'm ready to think. I'm going to check none. I'm going to check process version, white balance. So I just want the white balance to go from this one to this one. And also the lens correction. That's it. So that we have a similar color. Okay, now this one is way too bright. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to lower the exposure. Now on this one, I'm only interested by the top of the photo. And this one, I'm only interested by the bottom of the photo. So I'm going to lower the exposure a lot. Something like this. And I'm going to boost a bit the clarity. I think it's kind of cool there. For the first part at least. And there is no noise at all on this one. That's why I didn't want to synchronize the noise. However, I can add a lot of sharpening on this one. I'm going to put it to 100 to see how it looks like. Well, there's a bit of noise now, so I'm going to put the noise at 10, bring my sharpening at 90, and then I'm going to do my masking because I don't want any noise to be in the sky. So any sharpening, see, that's the sharpening doing this. Now, if I hold on the Alt key and move my masking, what happens is everything which is black is not going to get sharpened. So I want to go really far on that, and boom. I think it's kind of cool. Maybe I will add a bit more noise reduction. And every time I put like 20 of noise reduction, well, maybe not, like 15, then I'm going to get this to 85. That's just my formula. That's how I rock. Okay, so this one, I like how it is. It's got the same white balance. It needs a lot of work, but right now I just need to blend these two exposures. And I'm not going to do this with luminosity mask. I'm going to try to do that just with a brush. So I'm going to right click, edit, open as layers in Photoshop. And that's what's going to do. It's going to open both photos and put each one on its own layer. And that's amazing. All right, so here I am. The first one is the darkest one, which is exactly what I wanted. I always like to have the darkest one on top. So I'm going to call this one dark, and this one I'm going to call light, for example. Okay, and the whole idea is that I just want to get some of the details here. So how do we do this? Well, pretty simple. One thing you should do, this was shot on a tripod, so that's why when I'm turning this off and on, you can see it's very well aligned. It's completely aligned. All right. So now I'm just going to take a mask, white mask. And so, on white mask reveals everything. So now if I take a brush, by the way, to make a brush big and small on Photoshop, you just hold down the Control and Alt key and move your mouse by holding the left mouse button. And you can, left to right, you can make it big or small, up and down. You can make it harness 100%, harness 0%. You want harness 0% and a bit smaller brush, something like that. Okay. Now the opacity of the brush, I'm going to start at like 33, making sure black is my foreground, and I'm just going to start brushing. I'm going to start brushing, and it's going to reveal what's underneath. Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to go 100%. I really want to reveal, maybe even make a bigger brush. I want to reveal the bottom part. You don't see much. You see, all it does, it blends both exposure and I like what it does here, but I don't like what it does. It took some of the sky out, so just press Alt, and I'm just going to go over the sky. I just want to make sure the sky is really cool. All right, something like that. Okay, so that's the before, that's the after. It didn't change much. But if you look at it now, it's very clear. There is no noise, so it's completely usable. And now we have a basis to work on. It's not the final picture. It's just a starting point, but it's a good starting point. We mix both exposure. I like, the dimension that it gives, and I'm ready to finish it off. So I press Command W to close. I'm going to click on Save, and it's going to import back into Lightroom. And now I'm going to go into Lightroom and do some more retouching. Okay, so we are in Lightroom, and I'm ready to rock and roll. So on this one, I'm just going to do my regular workflow. I'm going to open up the shadows and bring down the highlights. Okay, then I'm going to do my whites. Okay, making sure I don't burn anything. I'm going to do my blacks. I want to go dark on this one. Something like this. Okay, I might even lower the overall exposure. I think that's going to be interesting. And I think on this one, I'm going to add a bit of clarity. Yeah, clarity is going to do well on this one. I usually don't like to use the reason I don't like to use clarity like big time is when there is clouds. I don't like what clarity does to clouds. So that's why I'm always very selective. I think it gives an HDR look, which is not nice. Okay, so now I'm ready to brush into the Grand Canyon. So for this, I'm going to take a little brush and I'm going to boost the exposure here, making sure the flow and density is around 70 or 80. I think it's pretty cool. And I'm going to increase the haste, which is there. And maybe in that canyon, you see there's a canyon there, and I'm going to put a little haste there. Now, that is way too much. You know what? I can turn it down. That's the good thing about sliders. You can turn things down. I just want to add a bit of separation here. I just want to make this maybe, I'm going to create a new brush. Maybe make this a little brighter here and lower the opacity. Make this maybe a little brighter. I'm just trying to, I'm trying to get some details here. Make this a little brighter. And make this a little brighter so that we can see a bit more what's going on. I mean, honestly, the camera had a very hard time getting everything right. So that's why I'm playing around and adding a bit of details there. But you don't want to put it to a point where somebody's going to notice it like right away. It's going to be like, oh, it's going to be not so much visible. But already I really like the photo. So now I'm going to click on New, and I'm going to click on this one. I'm going to go to Clarity, and I'm going to boost the clarity and see what happens if I brush some clarity in just because this is very clear in it, but this was not so clear in it. So let's see what's going to happen if I add a bit of clarity and a bit of contrast just there. Yeah, I like what it does here. don't put it everywhere, so that let's keep this a bit hazy and let's keep this a bit, that'd be kind of cool. Let me see. On the haze on this one, you know what? I'm going to try to add some white, some yellows, and some warm color, just to make the haze a bit, of the sun color. Okay. Last but not least, let's see what would happen if I put a little gradient filter here. Not clarity, but I lower the exposure. Nah, I don't like what it does. So you know what? I'm going to reverse it. And I just want to close the photo at the bottom. I just want to make this first part a bit darker. Just a little bit darker. And on this one, I think I'm going to add a little bit of post-crop vignetting. See what happens. It might not be good. No, I don't like what it does. I'm not going to, no post-crop vignetting. And you know what? I think it's pretty good. I might add an overall contrast to the photo. And might boost even more the clarity. Just a little bit because it was really hazy. And I think I like the end result. Let me show you. This is where we came from. Actually, this is where we came from. Like this one and this one. That was the original photo. And this is where we are. You know what? I think I might add some more brush stroke to make it more interesting in this part also. Because I can't help it. So exposure. Every time you brush, make sure your flow and densities are on 80. And let's just add a bit of detail here. Maybe here. I'm just trying to complexify a bit the light. Well, it's way too much. Just here, maybe just some lights here and some lights there. Lights is what shapes some things. So that's way too much, but a little bit of light is kind of cool. There was a really nice sunset on the Grand Canyon, and I really like this one. So voila, this was a little introduction on digital bling. That was an easy one.